Hey everyone, and welcome back to the deep dive. So you guys really wanted to get into the nitty gritty of the red pill stuff,
Yeah.
right? And how it relates to like covert contracts and marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
how society and history
Yeah.
have really shaped
Yeah.
all this stuff around masculinity and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So we found this book
Yes.
that goes deep into these
It
topics.
really does.
It argues that modern feminism has really had some negative impacts on men.
Oh, yeah.
And it leads to like all these problems we see today,
Mm-hmm.
declining marriage rates, the way men are shown in the
Yes.
media,
Yeah.
the whole impact of feminist ideology on the workplace and education,
Yeah.
even like male leadership or the lack of it.
Exactly.
So yeah, buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride.
This book is fascinating because it doesn't just like throw out these arguments.
Right.
It's got stats, anecdotes, historical analysis to back it all up.
Okay, so let's jump right into what you guys are most interested in.
Sure.
Marriage. This book calls it the marriage plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, marriage plantation. That's
It grabs your attention.
it definitely gets your attention.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean?
So basically, it's saying that marriage, like, despite the romantic stuff,
Right.
it's become more like a business deal.
Okay.
And men are often expected to be the main breadwinners.
Even though things are supposed to be more equal now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have this tension
Mm-hmm.
where men are stuck with these old financial burdens,
Right.
but they don't get the benefits and security they used to get in return.
It's like the rules changed, but nobody told the players.
Exactly.
That's a great.
Great way to put it.
So the book backs this up with some pretty shocking numbers.
Yeah, like for example, it cites research that shows men's income drops by like a whopping 21%
Wow.
after divorce
21%.
compared to 10% for women.
That's a huge difference.
Right. It's a big deal.
And the book called this male disposability.
Mm-hmm.
So like men are basically seen as expendable
Pretty
by the legal system and society in general.
Yeah, it's a heavy concept, isn't it?
Yeah, male disposability.
Right.
It really makes you think about the power dynamics,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to divorce.
Right.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the book also talks about covert contracts in marriage.
Yes.
And that's something our listeners are really keen to understand.
I know, right?
So how does the book address this?
It goes into how these unspoken agreements.
You know, the ones we kind of inherit from societal norms and family traditions?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It shows how they can actually backfire on men in the long run.
Right.
Remember that story about the Australian guy who got blasted online for wanting a traditional marriage?
Oh, yeah, he got crucified for it.
He did, even though his wife was totally okay with it.
Totally.
It was a mutual decision,
Right?
and people still freaked out.
I remember that.
It just shows you how strong the pushback against traditional roles can be.
Even if both partners are happy.
It's like you have to conform to this egalitarian ideal,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't actually work for the couple.
It's like there's this pressure to fit the mold,
Exactly.
and the book links this pressure, this push for an egalitarian model to feminism. Right?
Absolutely. It argues that while feminism started out aiming for equality,
Right.
it's gone too far in many ways,
Okay.
leading to a system that actually disadvantages men now.
Especially in marriage and family.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not about saying women shouldn't have equal rights,
Of course not.
but it's more like the pendulum has swung too far the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now men are facing a whole new set of problems.
So this book really highlights the unintended consequences
It does.
of all these societal changes.
Yeah.
And it connects these changes to another big trend, the declining birth rate.
Oh, yeah. Especially in places like South Korea.
Right?
They use South Korea as like a case study,
Okay.
highlighting their plummeting fertility rate.
How low are we talking?
A shocking 0.81 children per woman.
Wow, that's incredibly low.
It's way below the 2.1 rate needed to keep the population stable.
So why is it so low?
The book says a big reason is that Korean men see feminism as a threat.
A threat.
Yeah, they feel like it's created an environment where women are less likely to share the financial burdens
Right.
and participate in traditional families.
Interesting.
There's even a study in the book that found that 72% of Korean men
Wow.
believe feminism has negatively impacted their place in the world.
That's a huge percentage.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So it sounds like these feelings of being disadvantaged by feminism or even threatened by it are contributing to men opting out of marriage and family altogether.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, if the game is rigged against us, why even play?
So the book sees these trends like no kids, no house, no sex as a kind of rebellion
Pretty much.
against a system that seems unfair. It makes you wonder, What are the long-term consequences for society if so many men feel this way?
Right. That's a big question.
What happens when a whole generation checks out?
The book actually talks about the rise of men's rights groups in South Korea
Yeah.
and how they're pushing back against what they see as a feminist takeover.
So they're demanding fairness?
Yep, they want men's issues to be recognized.
It's like the conversation around gender is shifting.
It definitely is.
It's becoming more complex.
much more nuanced.
So this book goes beyond just talking about the problems.
Yeah,
It actually offers some advice for men.
it does.
Right, practical advice.
Absolutely.
Like what kind of stuff are we talking about?
Well, it covers a lot of ground, everything from financial independence to self-improvement,
Okay,
the value of male-only spaces,
interesting.
the power of traditional values like honor and duty, even stoicism as a philosophy for men to embrace.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is.
So it's not just about blaming feminism.
No, it's not.
It's about giving men the tools to take control.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the challenges, understanding the forces at play, and then taking action.
Taking action to create a life that aligns with their values. It's about finding a way forward, even in a world that feels hostile to traditional masculinity. I think that's going to resonate with a lot of men, especially those who identify with the red pill philosophy.
I think so too.
It's not about dwelling on the problems.
Right,
It's about finding solutions.
right.
Now we've got a lot more to cover, including the book's take on the decline of male leadership
Yep,
and the media's portrayal of men.
that's a big one.
But before we dive into that, I want to give our listeners a moment to reflect on what we've talked about so far.
Okay.
What are your initial thoughts on this idea of the marriage plantation
Yeah.
and men opting out of traditional relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Does this resonate with your own experiences and observations?
I think it's a lot to take in, but what I find so interesting about this book is that it makes you look beneath the surface. It makes you question those assumptions we often just take for granted.
Right.
And it encourages you to think critically about the forces that are shaping our lives and relationships. That's a conversation worth having, no matter where you stand on men's rights or feminism.
Definitely a lot to ponder. Food for thought, for sure.
You know, it's funny how the book connects this whole opting out thing to the decline of male leadership.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, another thing you guys wanted to talk about.
Definitely the red pill community talks a lot about the lack of strong male role models. So how does this book tie those two things together?
Well, it dives into this idea that men are biologically wired for leadership.
Okay.
It even says that pushing for gender equality in leadership positions has actually made things worse.
Really? So forcing equal representation actually backfires?
That's what the book argues. Yeah, it even cites a study from Leadership Quarterly
Okay.
that found that even when men and women are equally qualified, men are more likely to become leaders in groups.
Interesting.
Like there's something inherent going on.
A biological predisposition.
Right, exactly.
So it's not about saying women can't be good leaders.
No.
It's more about recognizing that maybe there are just some differences in how leadership emerges.
Yeah, maybe men and women are just wired differently.
That's a really interesting perspective, especially in the context of the red pill philosophy,
Right.
which is all about strong male leadership. So this book is offering like a biological basis for that argument.
Yeah, it's a different angle than we usually hear.
Definitely. And then the book goes on to explore how this decline in male leadership, along with the negative way men are portrayed in the media,
Oh, yeah.
might actually be contributing to the problems men are facing today.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Speaking of media portrayal,
Oh, yeah.
that's another area our listeners wanted to dive into.
I know it's a big one.
And this book goes deep,
It does.
arguing that the media pushes all these harmful stereotypes about men.
Like bumbling dads on TV shows,
Yep.
villains in movies,
The whole toxic masculinity thing.
everywhere.
It's like men are always either incompetent
Yeah.
or dangerous.
There's no in between.
Right. And the book argues that this constant negativity is really taking its toll. It even links this negative portrayal to a pretty crazy statistic
What's that?
that male labor force participation has dropped to just 52%.
Wow, 52%. That's huge.
Yeah, it's a big drop.
So the book is saying that the way the media shows men might actually be discouraging them from working.
It's like it erodes their self-worth
Yeah,
and makes them feel less valued in the workplace.
makes them feel like they don't belong.
That's a pretty bleak picture.
It is.
But I know this book isn't all doom and gloom.
No, not at all.
It offers solutions too, right? Especially for men who are already feeling disillusioned with the way things are.
It absolutely does. It's about empowering men to take control and create a better future.
Okay, so what does that look like in practice? What kind of advice does the book offer?
Well, it talks about a bunch of different strategies like financial independence,
Okay.
minimalism,
Mm-hmm.
self-improvement, building strong male friendships,
Mm-hmm.
even reclaiming traditional values like honor and duty.
That's interesting, especially for the red pill community,
Right.
which is all about self-improvement and building a strong masculine identity.
Exactly. And the book goes deep into these ideas,
Oh, okay.
offering advice on everything from setting boundaries and getting rid of toxic relationships
Mm-hmm.
to creating a happiness budget, making time for self-care.
A happiness budget. What's that?
Basically, it's about being intentional with your time and resources,
Okay.
making sure you're doing things that actually make you happy and fulfilled.
I like that.
Yeah, it's about designing a life you love.
Rather than just reacting to everyone else's demands.
Exactly, you're in control.
That really speaks to the whole taking control idea,
Mm-hmm.
which is at the heart of the red pill philosophy.
Right, it's about being the master of your own destiny.
Now, we've touched on a lot of different things,
Well, yeah.
but there's one more I want to make sure we get to.
What's that?
The book's take on men's health.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
I know that's something you're passionate about.
It is, and this book really highlights how often men's health gets overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
It even mentions this pretty startling statistic.
Very good.
Men on average live 5 years less than women.
5 years. That's a huge difference.
It's a big deal.
Why is that?
The book argues that it's partly because men are taught to be tough and ignore their problems.
Right, like they're not supposed to complain.
Exactly, which means they often don't seek help when they need it.
Mm-hmm.
It also criticizes the healthcare system for not really addressing men's unique needs.
Yeah, there's definitely a stigma around men being vulnerable,
Big time.
like admitting they're not feeling well.
Like they're not supposed to show weakness.
So the book encourages men to challenge that stigma,
It does.
to prioritize their health and advocate for
They
themselves.
take care of themselves.
So it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.
Exactly. It's about living a long, healthy, fulfilling life.
And the book gives practical advice on how to do that.
You do.
From creating a daily routine focused on self-care to getting rid of toxic relationships.
Yeah, it's all about taking control and making healthy choices.
It's really empowering.
It is.
This book has so much information and insight.
It really does.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to explore.
What are your overall thoughts on what we've talked about so far?
What strikes me is that the book tackles the tough questions head on. It challenges the way we think about things, and it empowers men to take control and build a better future for themselves.
I couldn't agree more. It's a book that will definitely spark conversations and challenge assumptions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And for our listeners who are already familiar with the red pill philosophy, this book offers a deeper dive into those core ideas.
He does.
It gives them the historical and societal context that's often missing from online discussions.
You know, one thing that really resonated with me is the book's emphasis on male-only spaces.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
In a world where men are constantly told to adapt to female-dominated environments, it argues that men need their own spaces to connect and support each other.
To just be themselves.
Exactly, without judgment, to explore their masculinity, without feeling like they have to constantly negotiate everything.
That's a really interesting point, especially when you think about the listener's interest in covert contracts within marriage.
Right.
It makes sense that men would seek out spaces where they don't have to navigate those unspoken agreements all the time.
If they're always being told to suppress their masculine instincts,
Yeah.
it's natural to want a place where you can just be yourself.
It's like needing a break,
Yeah, a place to recharge
to reconnect with who you are.
and build each other up.
It really speaks to the whole idea of male camaraderie, brotherhood,
It's about having,
a tribe, a group of guys who understand what you're going through.
a support system.
And this book argues that those male-only spaces are crucial for fostering that sense of belonging and shared purpose.
I think so too.
You know what I really appreciate about this book?
What's up?
It doesn't just analyze the issues. It gives men practical strategies they can actually use in their own lives.
It's not just theory, it's about taking action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding the problem. It's about finding solutions.
It's a call to action
It's an invitation to create a better future.
for yourself and for other men.
And I think that message of empowerment is so important,
It is.
especially for men who are feeling lost or marginalized,
Right. It's a reminder that they have the power to change things.
to shape their own destiny. This whole conversation about male spaces and traditional values makes me think about that whole feminist agenda thing the book talks about.
Oh, yeah. How it impacts everything.
Yeah, and especially how it's affected marriage and birth rates.
Definitely, the book argues that this whole push for women to put their careers 1st has contributed to the decline in marriage and kids.
Like men don't know what their role is anymore.
Exactly. All the old rules are being challenged.
It's like the game changed, but nobody got the memo.
Right. And that uncertainty, that feeling of being lost, is something you hear a lot in the Red Pill community.
For sure.
It's like the book is saying, hey, these feelings are valid.
They're not just in your head.
It's a reflection of what's happening in society as a whole.
And it's interesting because the book doesn't hold back on criticizing feminism,
It doesn't.
but it also recognizes that the original goals of the movement, like equal rights and opportunities, were important.
Of course.
It's more about the unintended consequences.
Yeah, like maybe things went too far.
Like the pendulum swung too hard in the other direction.
Right. It's not about saying feminism is bad. It's
Yeah.
about having an honest conversation about its impact.
Both the good and the bad.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in today's world where everyone's so quick to take sides.
It's about nuance,
It is.
recognizing that even good intentions can have negative effects.
And I think the book does a good job of presenting both sides of the story.
It acknowledges that it's complicated.
It really does.
One thing I found really interesting was the book's discussion of the role vacuum.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The idea that feminism dismantled traditional male roles, but didn't offer any clear alternatives.
So men are left wondering, what are they supposed to do now?
That's like an identity crisis.
Totally, if all the old markers of masculinity are
What
gone.
does it even mean to be a man today?
Right, that's the big question.
And the book offers some possible answers,
It does.
encouraging men to find their own path.
To redefine masculinity for themselves.
So it's not about clinging to the past,
No, it's about moving forward.
evolving.
Exactly, taking the best parts of traditional masculinity and adapting them to the world we live in today.
That's like evolution, not revolution.
I like that.
It's about progress while still respecting our roots.
Right.
And I think that's a message that a lot of men will relate to.
Especially those who are trying to figure out how to balance their upbringing with the way things are now.
Yeah. It's tough out there. You know, one really practical piece of advice the book gives
What's that?
is the importance of financial independence.
Oh, yeah. Being financially secure.
It argues that in a world where men's traditional role as provider is being challenged, financial security is more important than ever.
If you're not financially stable, you're always going to be at a disadvantage.
In your relationship.
In society as a whole.
And it ties back to what we were talking about earlier.
Covert contract.
Exactly. If men don't have financial power, it's harder for them to negotiate those unspoken agreements fairly.
Financial independence gives you options.
Leverage.
You can approach those negotiations from a position of strength
It's about taking control,
of your own life.
which is so important for men who are feeling powerless
It's a reminder that they have the power to change things.
to build the life they want.
Exactly.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I've learned so much about the challenges men are facing
Me too.
and how they're dealing with all these changes.
It's a complex landscape out there.
It really is. What are your final thoughts on this book?
You know, I think it's a really valuable resource for anyone who wants to understand the red pill philosophy. It explains those concepts in a way that makes sense.
And it puts them into context.
It shows how they fit into the bigger picture of history and society.
And it validates the feelings that a lot of red pill guys have.
That frustration, that disillusionment.
But it also offers solutions.
A way forward.
It's not just about complaining.
It's about taking action
Creating a better future.
for yourself and for other men.
Exactly. And for anyone who's interested in learning more.
I definitely recommend checking out the book.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon Kindle and Google Play Books.
It's a really thought-provoking read
It'll definitely challenge your assumptions.
and give you a lot to think about.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dives into the world of modern masculinity.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
And remember, guys,
Keep learning
keep growing.
and keep striving to be the best version of yourselves.